in Sydney. And it rained today. Today's Anzac Day, which stands for the Australian National New Zealand, and it's what? Something Army National
Australian, New Zealand.
Australian, New Zealand, something
Army.
Military Services hand. I googled all this.
It's basically our Memorial Day. I think the last time we vlogged was quite some time ago. But basically we've gone from the South Island of New Zealand to Melbourne. Yeah, the last time we vlogged was in New Zealand. So we've been to Melbourne.
We went to Melbourne. We stayed with my couchsurfing friend Anita.
She was very nice and very hostessy.
She didn't get to stay with us. Okay, it's the Australian and New Zealand Army Corps. That's what it stands for.
So like our Memorial Day.
So we stayed with Anita, who was my couch surfer in New Orleans, and she was only able to see us for like half a day, but then she let us stay at her place the rest of the time, which was awesome. And we got to borrow her heels and her shoes and her shoes and her dresses, which was nice. And then we went out. We went to the Cat Cafe.
Yeah, we went to the Cat Cafe, which was pretty cool.
It's neat.
The cats were kind of like over people though, because they were like probably used to getting touched all the time, so they were just kind of like, meh, I don't care, and they would walk away, which kind of sucked.
That it was alright.
That's my opinion of the Cat Cafe. It's not amazing. It wasn't amazing.
It's still the most excited I've seen Hannah in a very long time. We went to... So Melbourne had an international comedy festival going on when we were there, so we went to a couple comedy shows. We saw Hypnotist.
Wasn't that good?
It was just fine.
Well, it's very easily entertained.
I am, but it was pretty funny. And then this Norwegian guy found us on the street and made us come to his comedy show, which Hannah hated.
It was awful. It was like slapstick clown comedy.
He and his comedian partner was from the U.S. and they were really cute and
he actually went to UCB, which was a little disappointing because it was not great.
I thought they were funny.
They were like theater kids trying to be comedians.
They had a Borat style of comedy.
They had a very slapstick clown style of comedy.
I thought it was funny. Anyway,
it wasn't clever.
They were cute.
No.
Anyway, so then and then the next day we went to St. Kilda, which is really cool. We got some pretty good milkshakes or juice shakes kind of thing from Matcha Milk Bar, and then they were really pretty. And then we went to the beach and we saw blue penguins. Yep, that was my favorite thing. That are wild, just living there.
They were really cute.
Really cute. They didn't mind that people were like a foot away from them taking pictures. They were like posing and things. They were so cute.
And then we went to Uluru, right?
Yeah.
So in Uluru, we did like a 2-day, 1-night trip, and we like got on this tour bus with all these other people, and they were super nice, mostly. And we met a girl named Paula, who was super nice.
Yeah, she actually lives here in Sydney, and we were supposed to go out. I need to message her again. Maybe she'll go out tonight.
Super irrelevant. Anyway, so we're talking to a vlog.
I know. So anyway, Paula is super nice. She kind of became part of our group, and
but basically we stayed in like little
cabin things,
but it was just like
kind
wooden.
Of like a yurt.
Yeah, like wooden mattress.
And then
with just like a
outside,
thin pad, and it was like pitch black in the middle of the night and super
quiet. The stars
quiet.
were beautiful though.
So, but it was kind of like you were like sleeping in a isolation chamber or whatever they call those.
Yeah, it was like
it was so
dark.
Dark and so quiet.
But it was
except for Lauren snoring.
And outside was pretty freaky because there were all these giant centipedes that
Yeah.
our guide told us if you get stung by them, like you'll swell up like for days. And there are scorpions the size of your hand. We didn't see any. And there's a snake that can kill you in 38 minutes. Maybe 12 hours if you don't move.
But obviously we're still here, so that's
We were not
whatever.
bitten.
We, like, the stars were super beautiful there because there was just no clouds. Uluru was a big rock, but it was cool. It was hard because we basically got on a flight in the middle of the morning to get to Uluru, got to Uluru. Then I left my bag on the plane.
Not middle of the morning. We got up at like 5 a.m. to
Yeah.
get on the flight from Melbourne.
And then I was so tired and I left my bag on the plane, and then they wouldn't let me back on the plane to look.
So for like half an hour we were freaking out because
'Cause
Hannah left
I,
her
like-
passport and her camera in this bag.
I asked like 5 different people to go and look for my bag, and one of the ladies didn't even come back. And then 2 people went twice and came back and they were like, "It's not there, I'm so sorry."
And finally the woman from the desk at Jetstar
Front
came
said
over.
someone
Yeah.
Turned it in, but I was in tears because
Yeah.
I was so upset because I had my passport and my camera.
That was everything.
Yeah. So that was a stressful start to the morning. Oh, and our bus ride to the plane was breaking down while we were going, but they just drove through it and it smelled like burning rubber, like in the top of a double-decker bus, and it was like pretty vile.
And then the plane was late because
it was also broken.
doing something. Yeah. So there
For
were
like, it was like 3 bad things in a row, like they say.
so yeah.
And then 4 when we spent the night in those tent things.
It wasn't too bad. It was
we
not the
didn't
greatest sleep, but
We didn't sleep at all.
it slept a little bit.
No, because if you sleep on your side, your arms would go numb because it was so
And
hard.
if you slept facing up, you'd be afraid that a spider was gonna fall in your mouth.
Yeah.
But anyways, it was still fun, and our guide was cute, and he showed us the stars.
It was nice.
Yeah.
Um,
And we got up for sunrise.
Jesus Christ, can I talk?
You've been talking the whole time.
You've been talking the whole
Oh my
time.
god. Okay,
She's
talk
insane.
away. Just talk away, Hannah. I don't care. Go.
No.
So we got up for sunrise, which was nice. And we went hiking for like 3 hours, and we didn't shower because we didn't feel like we would still be dirty. So we decided
There's a ton of flies.
tons of flies.
Yeah, and they
It
would
was
be
a
like
really
flying
fun
in your mouth and your eyes, and that was not as fun.
Yeah.
But then we got on a flight the next day. And
No, we got on a flight after sunrise and hiking.
Yeah, so we got up at like 4 a.m. the next day again after not sleeping and getting up at 4 a.m. the day before. So we were like sleep deprived.
Then we
And
landed
then
here in
we went
Sydney,
hiking, yeah.
picked up our car, which is a bright yellow
Car.
like, hearse
It's
color.
car.
It's fine. Anyway, so, and then it was Saturday, so I was like, let's go out. Let's not go to bed. Let's go out. So we showered and we got ready and we went out. And 2 guys picked us up at a bar.
It was
And
awful.
they were okay. I wouldn't have picked them, but they picked Hannah. And
It was awful.
both guys were nice. One guy was super entertaining. That's the guy that liked Hannah. She's saying it's awful because at the end of the night he tried to kiss her 4 times, and all times she face palmed him like this, and he still kept trying to kiss her.
He even
And
asked if he could kiss me, and I said no. And then he tried to kiss me. I'm like,
he was entertaining though. He danced a lot.
that was
and
entertaining if you like being kiss raped.
Okay, but he also got us into all these bars, and he and his friend were wasted, and we have no idea how he skipped the line at all the different places. It was crazy. Everyone knew him.
Anyway, really not important. So then, basically, we've just been traveling around Sydney. Yesterday, we went to Bondi Beach and this like beautiful pool on the ocean, and then we came in.
Then we went to downtown Sydney. We rode the train into downtown and went to the Opera House, and then Hannah and I were fighting, so we split up. And
See why?
What? Why is that a lie?
I said you can see why.
Oh, you can see why.
Not you can see why.
We haven't had any time apart for almost a month now. I think, and I decided it was a good time to take a little break. Like, we're downtown, like, we can meet up later. So we took a few hours away from each other, and I went to go check out the bats. There's these flying fox bats that come out at night in Sydney, and they're like this big, and they're so cool. And Hannah went to...
I went to a 3D printing coffee shop, and they printed like a message on my coffee, and then they had these beautiful jelly cakes, and it was like this little kind of like Asian market mall, and there was a place called the Bead Lab, and they had like honey and like all things honey and bee products. And then we went out to dinner and we ate dumplings with one's friend, and then we...
Oh yeah, I got to meet up with my friend Denny, who couch surfed with me 2 years ago, Halloween in New Orleans, when I had like 9 people surf with me, and he had dark hair. And since then...
This is so irrelevant.
No.
Do you think anybody cares what color Denny's hair is?
Since then, Denny has traveled the
Whoa,
world,
he has
lived in
blonde
New
hair.
Zealand, and
He
lived in New Zealand.
Denny has blonde hair.
He lived in New Zealand, he lived in Thailand, he's traveled all over Southeast Asia, and now he's living here in Sydney, and I got to see him, and he has a new tattoo. He has 2 sleeve tattoos.
Nobody cares about Denny.
Anyway, it was nice to see Denny, and we got dumplings with Denny, and then we went to this ice cream place that makes, it was like sea salt flavor and biscotti and like fairy floss, which is cotton candy.
With cotton candy and
Yeah.
mochi like around it. It was ridiculous, and it was good.
Delicious.
And that brings us to the day where it was raining, and we went to Chinatown, and it was
We got up.
it was raining. That's
Yeah.
why we went to Chinatown, and it was cool. And there were some like really interesting like Japanese type shops. Even though it's called Chinatown, it's really just
A lot of
Asian-y
Asian,
town.
yeah, but it
And
was fun. And
And we tried different Asian bakery foods, and we were like under the impression they were going to be like sweets or like cookies, but they were like some of them had meat in them,
things.
which is really gross. And
Well,
then,
it was dim sum. I think I kind of knew it was going to have meat in it, but I didn't know for sure because it looked like a pastry, but one of them was.
it is not great. It's weird to eat meat warm. Not even warm, not like toasted warm, just like warm,
Lukewarm.
like it's been sitting in a bakery
It was pretty tasty.
for several days.
I liked it.
And now we're here, and we're gonna go out tonight, and
Yep.
we'll
Yeah.
talk to you soon.
Yeah.
You can turn it off.
Okay.